First, good evening. I want to thank you for giving the opportunity to speak in front of you. I do apologize for my tardiness, but you know, teachers can't get out of parent-teacher conference. That's not going to happen. Second, I want to point out one thing that we spoke about just briefly, the presidential debate. Yeah, let's not let that happen anymore. I know this is a city council race, but as a nation, let's just hope that we don't look like that again, because I think sometimes forget that it's not just us Americans that's watching the presidential debate, that the people across the world, and we just didn't look like the America that I know. And if you ever travel outside the United States, you know when you come back inside the United States, you're all begging to get that stamp just to get back in, and hoping that everything go right, especially when they ask, do you have anything to declare? And you try to remember every little thing you did just to get back in. So I just hope that we don't have another debate like that. But on to bigger and better things. My name is Demone Chestnut, and I'm running for Ward 8. My opponent is David Allen, and my goal is to beat David Allen. He knows it's not personal, it's strictly business. And my goal is to make Ward 8 a better ward. My goal is to build Clarksville and make it a better place to live, so we don't have to travel to Nashville for everything. And I think we're growing every month or every year as a city, and I just think I bring something to the table that we're missing. Number one, I'm bringing honesty, I'm bringing integrity, I'm bringing experience, because I've done 8 years, 3 months, and 25 days in the United States Army. I've done 12 years on the police department. I've worked child sex abuse cases. I've worked homicide cases. So I have a pulse of what's going on in the city. I'm familiar with the citizens in my ward. I'm familiar with the citizens that's not in my ward. I'm familiar with the criminals as well. So I do understand what's going on. Also, I've been coaching track and field for 15 years right here in this city. The last 6 have been at West Creek High School. Prior to that, I did it as a volunteer coach. Where me and several other residents would travel across Tennessee and borrow church vans to transport these kids to track meets on our own dime. And I'm not saying it to brag, I'm just saying I understand and I get it. With that being said, in Ward 8, I want to be able to give our youth a better opportunity. And if I could show other councilmen how we would do it in Ward 8, it should spread over, because of being in law enforcement, I know what happens during Christmas break, spring break, and summer break. We're not occupying their time. And over in North Clarksville, we don't have a community center. But until we get one, why aren't we providing transportation to our youth to the other side of town where they do have one, until we can get one? Another thing, we spoke about city transit, the buses. Maybe we need to just redesign the bus route so the youth can use it, especially our high school students, so we don't have to have parents running to the high school every time there's a high school event. That will alleviate traffic on Tinytown, Trent, and Petersmith. Just doing that alone. It's simple things that we already have in place, we're just not taking advantage of. And if we just have a decent bus stop for our kids to stand at, and not just a pole in the ground with a sign on it, maybe we wouldn't mind sending our kids to the bus stop with overhead protection, a little bit of lighting. Maybe we should just put a bus stop at an intersection where a bus could pull over. Clarksville is already a good city. I just want to help it make a better city. And we have some of the amenities. We spoke about briefly a convention center. There's other ways of getting some of these things we have without always putting on the backs of our homeowners. A lot of times when we want things done, the burden falls on the taxpayers and homeowners, mainly the homeowners. So I want to make Clarksville better. I just want to be just a little smarter with our money. And before we start raising tax or anything, let's make sure that the tax dollars that we already got coming in is being spent properly and utilized and directed properly. And we could just save a little bit and do more with less. Instead of a convention as well, I always said that we spent a lot of money on this marina. Why don't we have a boat? Why don't we? And I'm not talking about a type of boat that we all can utilize. I'm not great at boating. I don't really fish that well, if at all. So why don't we get a type of boat that can be used for entertainment, that it kind of pay for itself? These are just things that we could utilize. We already have rivers and spires. We already have Riverfest. Why don't we just make that more diverse and make it more attractive from other neighboring towns and counties to come visit? That way, we can get them to come to us, spend a little money here, and they can go back home. And we benefit from themselves, and it's just a temporary inconvenience to us as Clarksville citizens. We don't always have to go to Nashville for everything. And this is just a few things that we could just adjust. But we can't do any of this because we're not getting along in city council. And that's one thing, one of my biggest strong points. I'm also a crisis negotiator, certified. So with that being said, I think I could be the glue that bring all elected officials together. I definitely will make sure that that happens. All elected officials, we're not going to always like each other. Citizens are not always going to like each other, but it's okay to disagree. But the next day it should not carry over. Everybody has a right to have an opinion, just be respectful about it. And I love the city, I like the citizens, and I'm not going anywhere. Win, lose, or draw, I'll still be a thorn in somebody's butt. But at the end of the day, we're going to get to where we need to be. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.